Buying a home? Don't panic. Just listen to the rest of this podcast. Okay, everybody. Today we are going to talk robotics. I'm sitting here with
Oreoluwa Babatunde.
All right. I was going to butcher that. That's why I wanted you to say it. I tricked you. I had you thinking I was going to say it. But Ore, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the easy way.
So we're going to call you Ore.
Yeah.
Ore is with Uplink Robotics, and he makes really cool stuff. So you are one of the owners?
Yes.
So tell me about that. Tell me about your company.
So like you said, our name is Uplink Robotics. And so we started about 2 years ago now. And we're 4 owners in total. So myself and 2 guys, 1 girl. And we all went to school together in University of Wyoming. So
let's hear their names. Who are they?
So Brady Wagstaff, Zoe Wharton, and then Christian Bitsas. Those are their other names.
Okay, yeah. Excellent. I believe Christian is one that first contacted me.
He is, yeah.
I found you guys through Instagram because I saw your bots, and I was like, I'm a big bot user, so I've been using bots close to 8 years. So okay. I get so much experience using these. It's not even funny. I've done everything to these you can possibly imagine. I've crashed them. The only thing I haven't done is caught them on fire. Oh, but we can work on that. So, so you're talking to somebody who uses these just about every day for work as a home inspector.
Yeah.
But I've been in the market. I've been in the market for a newer model because I mean the one I'm using now, which we'll unveil shortly here, is I've been using that at least 6 years. That's been my workhorse.
Whoa.
I've broken it many times. I've had it fixed many times, but I'm not a mechanic with these. I can fix your car, but I can't fix these. I don't have the know-how. I don't have the tiny little tools that you need to fix these types of things. I only have a big soldering gun. I don't have the tiny ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All those little things that make a difference. So, so as far as your company being very new, 2 years old, so how many products do you have?
So right now on our lineup, so this year we're having quite a few in the channel, but mainly for home inspectors, we have about 3 in our lineup right now.
Okay, for home inspectors. So you also cater to other industries.
We're trying to break out into other industries, yeah.
So I could see this maybe being used for search and rescue?
Definitely.
Oh, yeah, I could definitely see that.
Yeah.
Just like drones. So let me ask you something about the word drone.
Yeah.
You're in the robotics business. I'm not. People call my drone a drone, the one that flies.
Yeah.
But are bots called drones as well?
I would say no.
Okay, how would you categorize them?
So I would say a drone is more, when I think about a drone, it's more of an aircraft, like you said, like the ones that fly up and fly around, you control. While these more common names are like rovers, what people would call them.
Yeah. Mars rovers.
Yeah.
I get that a lot at work.
Yeah.
I get that a lot at work. But a lot of customers will see it, will see the one I use, and they, oh, is that a drone? I'm like, well, it doesn't fly. So I was correct by saying that. So okay, so I just want a little clarity on that because I've never really had that conversation before with someone like in the industry. So it's like, okay, understood. I've had many drones. I've only crashed one.
Really? That's impressive.
And guess what? I had to replace it. So the one I have now literally just started breaking on me the other day, and not because I crashed it. The swing arm just started. It popped out of the body. So if I take it out, one of the propeller arms, it'll just sag, but it still flies because as soon as you turn it on, it sucks it up.
Yeah,
and there's a block in front of it, so it won't go up and just crash. So I got lucky yesterday and used it twice, and I'm like, oh, if this crashes, it's gonna land on a tile roof. Not good. It's 2 stories. It was I did 2 2-story homes yesterday, so I got to send that off to DJI, get that fixed. Maybe you can fix it while you're here.
I'll think about it.
All right. So anyway, like I said, I saw your product. I've been looking for a new one. I reached out to Christian. He connected me with you.
Yeah.
And you and I tried a few different times to get this going, but here we are today, and we've got some unveiling to do.
We do.
Now, is there anything you want to add before we start
unveiling? No, not a lot. I would just say I was excited coming up to talk about this today because you are really experienced. Like you said, you've been using this for a while, and I could tell from your YouTube channel too that you're really into crawl bots. And so I was like, you know what, taking our crawler to someone like you who's used crawlers a lot. Well, I'm calling it a crawler because that's what we call this.
Okay,
so I'm kind of jumping ahead a little bit.
That's okay. I was going to ask you that. What do you call it? You call it a crawler?
We call it a crawler.
Okay. Yeah. There's actually another tool out there called a crawler, and it's just something you lay in. Like you.
Oh, for home inspectors?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, yeah, it's got 4 wheels, and the body, you can buy it small, medium, large.
Yeah.
And you literally put your lower torso by your waist in it, and you just pull yourself around into the house. And it does work. And I know termite inspectors that do use them. Yeah. I actually have one in my van. In the event, I can't use my my workhorse. So that's it. So one thing I want to say about before we do this is a good topic to bring up is, are bots going to solve every problem in a crawl space? In other words, are they going to work in every crawl space? That's a no. That is a big no. So anybody watching this, you got to understand these have limitations. Like when I need a screwdriver to unscrew something, well, I'm going to use a screwdriver. If I can use this, I use it just like a tool. It's not a guarantee. So when I show up to people's houses and they know I have this already, they're like, hey, we want to see you use the bot. Well, that'd be great, but I can't use it because if I can't go rescue it and recover it when it gets stuck or flips over or the battery dies or whatever the hell happens or it falls in a trench, if I can't go get it, I can't send it in.
Yeah.
So I do get a lot of calls from customers. Hey, yeah, I see that you have crawl bots and I have a really tight crawl space. I'm like, well, sir, can you get in there? No. How big are you? He tells me his size. I'm like, well, you sound like you're about the same size as me. Yeah. So if you can't get in, I can't send it in. And if I come out there, I have to charge you just to tell you I can't send it in. So it's not the answer. So anyway, just want to point that out to, and I think any new home inspectors considering these, you got to really make sure you have experience crawling yourself under houses because you're going to misinterpret things. Yeah. So there are some ups and downs here, but today we're going to mostly talk about the ups. Yeah. Because this is really exciting for me. So you have here is this one of your latest models?
So this is the one we've sold the most. So this is the original V1.1.
V1.1. Okay, so how'd you come up with that name, V1.1?
It didn't come up until we started making more. At first, we just called it the Martin, so Marten. So we just called it the Martin, and then when we started bringing out other versions, we're like, we should probably differentiate between all these other versions we're trying to bring out. And so we just called this one the V1.1.
All right, I can't take it any longer. Let's see this thing.
All right.
Let's unveil this.
We're going to unveil this guy right here. So this is the Martin.
Wow, look at the size of the tires on this thing.
And that's by design. That's for specific reasons.
This is my first time seeing this in front of me. I have not seen this yet. So I actually had Ore come in here and I said, hey, cover this up. I don't want to see it until we're recording. This, wow, look at the size of these tires. That's got to be, 4 inches there?
Yeah, they're about
4 inches wide. That looks pretty robust, man.
Yeah, it comes with a monitor. And so we have like a little thing here on the controller where you just slide it in.
Oh, nice. I like that part.
And you're good to go.
I like that. And this controller, is that basically for like an RC vehicle?
Yeah, yeah.
And you just you can just buy, is it pretty compatible? Like with different types, because this is the stuff that confuses the hell out of me.
Yeah,
like which one do I need? Which frequency? There's a lot going on there, so it's like accounting. If you don't do it every day, when someone starts talking accounting, it's a little confusing.
Yeah.
So
we actually send all this together, and so everything is preset. You don't need to worry about like what frequency do you need to change it to or whatever. Once it comes in the box, you can just turn it on, and it's basically plug and play.
Plug and play.
Plug and play.
Nice.
Trying to make it easy.
And it comes in its own case?
It does.
Comes in a custom case?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So if I remember correctly, if I understand correctly, if you flip these over, it just keeps going?
It does. It does.
And the camera adjusts for that?
So the camera stays upside down in the view for now. Hopefully we're working on that. But yeah, you can still drive it around. And that was our biggest, I would say, focus when we started making these. Because obviously home inspectors are getting this so they don't have to go under there, or at least as much as possible. Like you said, it's not going to substitute a home inspector. Sometimes you might have to like go under there to look at things yourself. But at least you want to go there under there as least as you can, right?
Sure,
and
minimal.
So, yeah, exactly. And so when you send this in, we know that there's a chance that it might get bumped, something could get flipped around. And so that's actually the purpose for it's kind of like boxy design. It's symmetrical in the way that if it flips over, it can still drive.
It'll still go in the same direction.
It will still go.
So if you're going forward and it flips, it'll still...
Well, the directions, the controls flip too with it. So forward is going to be backwards after, and then backwards are going to be forward. When
so you just have to know that.
Yeah, you just have to know that.
As the user. Oh, okay, I got it. Okay, so what's it weigh?
So actually...
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not too heavy.
Does it have a handle on the back?
It does have a handle.
Okay, that's handy.
Yeah.
A handy handle. There you go.
Yeah.
And in front of me here, I'm looking at the camera. So let's point that over that way. So here's the camera.
And you
now,
can wiggle.
Now, is that what kind of, I know what kind of camera that is. It's the same kind I use.
The run cam?
Yeah, the run cam. So you have the run cam inserted in here, and it's very well protected.
It is.
Now, the camera's not waterproof.
No.
Okay. Is any part of this bot waterproof or water resistant?
This one isn't, but then the Mark II is water resistant. The one that we're coming out with this year.
Okay. And does that have this concealed more? The camera's concealed? And that's what makes the difference?
Yeah.
Okay.
And even the chassis itself, the body is more smaller gaps. You see this one has a little bit more gaps around it. So that one, we really minimalized the gaps to be
able to. What's inside that door here?
So this is the door for the battery. It's not in there right now because it's in the case.
Okay.
You open this up and you just slide the battery in here, and this is the connector.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
that's a nice big connector. I like that. I don't like these tiny little connectors, man.
Dude, those are hard to figure out.
They wear out, and they wear out quick. If you yank them the least bit, it comes apart. I've had to do some soldering in the garage to save my week. Yeah, wow. It's like, man, but they're so tiny. I just don't like dealing with that stuff. So I'm just blown away by how big these wheels are, because these wheels are literally double in size, if not bigger than what I have on my current bot. So yeah, and as you can see over there, you got some wire caught in that wheel. That's one of that's
like right here, right?
Yeah. That's one of the things that is a reality for anyone that has one of these or is thinking about buying one. There's all kinds of shit underneath people's houses. There's that alarm wire.
Yeah.
None of these guys staple it to the floor joist. They just leave it on the ground.
Wow.
So you got to be real careful, because these knobbies pick up everything. They grab that cable, they spin it in. I've gone on my latest crawlbot video I posted. I had to go under and rescue it, and I left it in the video of me crawling in to rescue it and cut the wires. So these are the realities of what can happen. The only way, I'm always thinking in my head, like, what would I do if I designed one of these? The only way to keep that from happening is have something like almost like a bumper.
Yeah.
Come around the front of the wheels and just kind of deflect those things from getting in here, because that's the problem area.
Yeah.
And then maybe even something else here, like an arm sticking out with like a T, just to keep things from going in. But I'm sure that would have its problems too.
Yeah.
But it's probably better the way it is overall. But I would love to see somebody design something like that, just to see, well, is that going to work or what? Because I've seen everything. I've seen all the problems, man. I don't think I can create any more problems with my bots. So what else can you tell me about this that, makes it exciting?
So I would say, first of all, the handle is a big hit. The handle where home inspectors can just pick this up and walk in. Yeah. They love it. It's like you're going to work with the briefcase.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point.
I would say the camera too is really great because you see these two spotlights here. When we first started, we didn't have that. So this was feedback from our customers when they're like, you know what? It would be nice if the lights followed the camera as it went up and down if you're looking around. And so we, Brady, he's our engineer who designs most of the body and everything. So he found a way to put these two spotlights here right by the camera. So that way, once it's going up and down, it follows it.
Yeah, that's good because if you're right under a pipe and you got to get a good shot of that, if your light's only going that way, you're going to be in the dark.
Exactly.
Lighting is super important on these. So is this an LED?
Yes.
It is an LED. Okay. And these ones here, also LEDs?
Yeah.
Any way we can fire this up to see how bright they are?
Definitely. The power switch is back here.
Okay.
So you just flip it on.
And it goes shooting across the table.
Thankfully, you didn't do that. You would be surprised about how many things happen when you're an engineer and you're making things.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, this works perfectly. And then you take it in for the big moment and then you turn it on and it's like, what's going on? Why isn't it working? It worked 5 minutes ago.
Electronics, man.
Yeah.
They're very sensitive.
So I'm just that's the camera gimbal going up and down.
All right.
That's the lights.
Nice.
So you see that spotlight going with it.
I see. 2 different color temperatures on the lights there. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. And how, any feedback on the brightness being good enough now?
Yes. Yeah. So one thing actually some of the home inspectors told us was that it was actually too bright for them. And so we're like, okay, we're going to work on that. And so the next version we're coming out with has a control for how you can make it dimmer or brighter based on what you want.
Right. So what I currently do with the one I use is I have a camera light and I have LED light strip across the front. So if I'm in a spot and it looks like it's too shiny, what they mean by too bright is that it's hitting a reflective surface and you can't really see what's going on. So I just turn off the LED for a second and the camera light typically gives me enough. So maybe consider just a way to turn off one of the 2 light systems.
Yeah.
That might be an easier solution than trying to create a adjustable thing. I don't even know if that's possible, but I'm just saying it works because I do run into that. So that's a legit request right there.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Does this thing turn?
Yeah, I can turn it right now.
Yeah.
Should I?
Go ahead.
Oh,
woo!
Strike
Nice.
right in your eyes.
That's all right.
Sorry.
All right, cool. Can I see the monitor? I just want to see. Face it towards you.
Okay.
Face it towards you, and then I want to see the image quality. Okay. Oh, and it's got a battery display on the back?
It does. It tells you how your battery is.
Okay, got it. And what's the resolution on this camera?
So the resolution for videos, it records 4K. And then for images, it does 12 megapixels.
Yeah, let me show everybody the LED on the back of the battery. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got a light there, shows you the charge. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I like that. So this one here obviously works off of that controller and a separate monitor. Now, are there other ones that you have to use a smartphone?
Yes. So we have one. So this lineup is the Martin. So we have one that's called the Mink. And that's kind of like our lower tier kind of.
The Mink, you call it?
We call it the Mink.
Have you seen that video series on YouTube, The Mink Man?
No, I haven't.
Oh, dude, this guy trained minks to go chase rats. You got to see this. I mean, he has these minks work side by side with dogs, and they go to farms where major rat infestations are, and the dogs don't mistake the mink for a rat.
Wow.
And they know the difference. They get out of the way. The owner's right there giving them commands. You got to see it. It's amazing. Impressive. And that little mink, they just love going after rats. They'll go in their holes and fight them in there, kill them, and drag them out. Whoa. And they put them right in a bucket. He's got them trained like that. Even the dogs will bite them, shake them to death, kill them, and drop them in a bucket. You got to see it. And if it flips over, it just looks like that.
Yeah. And so that's why we have this kind of like boxy symmetric view. So once it flips over, it basically keeps going. You can
it's got a good wide stance to it. That I like. I do like the wide stance. I'm curious to see how this is going to work on pipes, but don't worry, we're going to do a little demo later.
We will.
Under my house, right where we're sitting. We're going to be under there jumping over pipes and stuff later. Yeah, we're going to see what this thing can really do.
I was coming over here and I was like, you have a lot of, John has a lot of experience with crawl bots. I'm just going to give you the controls and be like, just drive it. Drive it and let me know.
And what's the miles per hour on this thing?
It goes around 1.2, I believe. 1.2 miles per hour.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, not the fastest, but.
Right. So one thing I want to point out is in my years of using, I got my original one here, and I got the second one I bought, which I still use today. In the middle, after the second one, a different version came out from the person I bought this from, and it was a track version. So I was curious, and I went and tried it, and it was too slow. Why do you need speed? You don't really want speed to inspect.
Yeah.
But if I'm done inspecting, I just want that thing to fly out of the hole so I can continue on with what I got a ton of shit to do.
That's true.
So there's a time and a place for the speed, because some crawl spaces are so wide open.
Yeah.
You can literally fly from one end to the other to get that little shot you need. Double check that pipe.
That's fair.
Maybe I'm inside the house flushing the toilet. I want to see if the ring's leaking. So I'll do something like that. So the speed does come in handy. So just to get out of there, or maybe get in past the point you already saw. You don't want to waste a bunch of time, because it's like watching water boil. It's not fun like that. So speed is important. But again, you new guys, go slow. There's a speed limit when you're new. You have to follow it. So let's jump back to you for a minute. Something I wanted to ask you earlier.
Yeah.
How was your company founded? So how did that go down?
So I think it was the summer of 2021. I and Christian, who is the guy who reached out to you the first time. So he's the CEO. He's the CEO of the company. That's his position. And we were both working internships that summer. And so we had a 9 to 5, and we were actually working from the same office space, because it was like, that was about a year after COVID started. And so everyone was still doing work from home and everything. And so we were working together in this internship. So 2 separate internships, but we're in the same room.
Okay.
And so we were working there. And one day we were just like, oh, man, this 9 to 5 is really hard.
Oh, that's so funny. You young guys, man. What's work? Continue.
Like, this is a lot of work. So we're like, what options do we have? And we're like, well, we could start a company. And it was honestly a joke. We were like joking around. We had a whiteboard in the same room. And so we got up and we were just talking like, okay, if we started a company, what would we do? And we're like, we do like robots. We like playing around with robots and everything. So maybe we'll make it a robotics company. And so we kind of wrote it on the board. And then honestly, I don't know about Christian, but I walked back to my desk and like, that was really funny. And that was really fun to talk about. But then not really thinking much about it. And then we went back to work. And then some weeks later, actually, Christian, and before I forget, Brady was also working an internship that summer. And we were all kind of in the same space. He wasn't in our room, but he was in a separate room, but super close. And so he walks in with us, like talking about that, because it was around lunchtime we started talking. And so he walks in, he sees us talking, and then he just sits there and he just looks at us. And he's just listening. And then he was like, yeah, that would be pretty cool. And then we all kind of talk and play around with it. And so that was kind of like the first time we talked about it. And then a couple of weeks later, Christian comes back and he's like, you know what? My dad's a home inspector. And he told me it would be really cool if we could make something for them that would go under crawl spaces.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And what state was he in?
His dad?
Yeah.
Florida.
Florida. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a second. They even have crawl spaces in Florida?
I guess they do.
Maybe it's for trailers or something.
Maybe.
I was pretty sure everything.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure that's probably what it is, because well, I don't know. I don't live in Florida, but I've been there. I got relatives out there, and I don't recall seeing any raised foundations. So it's got to be trailers, something
probably
like that.
Trailers.
But anyway, that's a good story.
Yeah.
Where's your accent from?
My accent, Nigeria.
Nigeria.
I'm originally from Nigeria.
Yeah. Your English is really good, man. How long you been here?
I've been here about 7 years.
Wow,
that's 7 years.
I never would have guessed. That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So you call it a crawler.
We call it a crawler.
Okay. The one I have is called a crawl bot.
Okay. I have to tell you this though.
Okay.
We were in a meeting this week and we're talking about how I'm coming to do this podcast. And then Brady, who's the other co-owner, was like, tell him to name it the Crawler Podcast now for this particular episode. I was like, I don't know if we can ask him to do that, but I was like, Maybe I'll mention it.
The Crawler Podcast?
The Crawler Podcast.
Are we going to do this weekly?
I don't know.
Well, Ore's got to do a lot. Ore's got to do a lot of driving. Mm-hmm. So if we're going to do this once a week, he's got a lot of driving to do. But anyway, no, that's a great story. I like hearing those types of things. How businesses started up and all that good stuff. Someday we'll talk about how I started mine. Yes. Not today. Okay, so you are the software engineer.
Yeah.
Okay, what does that mean?
So basically, the way I think about it is we have our phones, right? We have whether it's Apple or Android, you have your phone, the physical phone. And then what makes it actually interesting is all the apps and everything you can use on it, like your camera and like your text messages and all that stuff. Or GPS, your maps.
My favorite thing, GPS. the non-thinking app.
Yeah, just plug it in and just follow directions.
Yeah.
So that's the way I think about it, especially for this. I'm constantly thinking, you have the physical crawler, so what else would be useful to make this even more cool? Okay, we know that you're avoiding crawling down there a lot now that you have the crawler and you can move it around, but what else would be cool for you to be able to do with this?
If it wrote the report itself.
We've talked about that.
Have you?
We have talked about that. We have a lot of ideas.
Mapping.
Yep.
Have you talked about mapping?
We haven't talked about it, but it's been up here a few times.
If you take this and go under a house and follow the perimeter foundation, gives you exact size, and then somewhere it pops up on your phone or something. Yeah. Now we're talking.
Yep.
Now we're talking. Just a little tip for you guys. So continue the software. So inside here is the brains.
Yeah. Inside there is the brains.
You write that on a computer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we program, there's a chip in there, and we basically give it all the cool instructions on, first of all, directions on how to move it, and then all the other fun stuff.
And where did you learn how to do that?
That's cool. It's cool. So I went to University of Wyoming. I actually studied computer engineering at school. And so that's where I learned how to code, all the wiring and everything. That's where I learned that too. The same with Christian and Brady, because we're all like computer engineers. That's cool.
I see. Yeah. Computer engineers. All right on.
Zoe, she's a business person. So she basically joined us and she was like a missing piece because we're all like ones and zeros, wires, this and all that. And she was like, you need a business plan and you need this. And
good for her. You know why? Because just because you're good at your craft does not mean you're good at running a business.
That's true.
That's rule number one in life. Most people don't know that until they fail.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm so good at building. Great. But why are you out of work?
Yeah.
Because you didn't think about getting the word out, marketing, paying the bills, stuff like that. That's super important. So I'm really happy to hear you found someone to fill that void, because that's most business owners' biggest problem.
Yeah.
They don't know how to run their business.
Yeah.
So good stuff. That is a great story. And I think you guys have unlimited possibilities with this stuff. Yeah. You guys can grow so big and do so many different things and cover so many different categories. Like you said, search and rescue, home inspectors, termite inspectors. Yeah. Now, termite inspectors have a problem with these. Actually, the original inventor of the ones I have, he is a termite inspector. But he had good points. It doesn't look up on a sill plate. There is no little arm with an eye on it, like in the movies. That looks up and goes, doop, looking out. Now, if you come up with that, then you might satisfy a lot of termite guys. But termite guys, when they see what I have, they're like, whoa. And one of the biggest pleasures of having this, besides its ability, is the reaction from customers. They just look at you like you're a rock star when you pull this thing out. They're like, "Whoa, you got a robot?"
Yep.
They're like, "What?"
That's one of the things we actually thought of when we're advertising this. Yeah, we're like, you know what? If you pull up with this to an inspection, you're gonna look really cool and official to your customers.
Right. So thanks again for coming out.
Of course.
And I expect you guys to send me one of those shirts.
Yes. I was supposed to bring one for you.
You what?